Okay, YouTubers, this is the update that I did for the 2010 Chevy Equinox. Well, pretty much all the Equinoxes with the GM 2.4. As you can see, 2.4 liter engine. This is a 2010. This is my wife's car, and it would burn oil a lot. Pretty much about a quart to 2 quarts every couple hundred miles. What I did was I put gum out. It's in the same kind of bottle that Seafoam is in, except it's gum out, and you have to make sure it's the gum out with the PEA in it. I don't remember what it stands for, and the bottle's gone because, like I said, it's been a couple hundred miles since I've done this. But what I did was pulled the cover off, and you have to do this before an oil change. I then took this engine cover off, and then the 4 spark plug holes, I filled it each hole with the gum out, and I let it sit for about 3-4 hours. Then I drained the oil because it was time for an oil change, and then you have to crank the engine over with the spark plugs out the hole, or you hydrolock the engine. After I did that, I got all the fluid out, put everything back, changed the spark plugs because this thing just rolled over 100,000 miles. Put everything back together, and now it's perfectly fine. And I will show you the dipstick now that it's been, I want to say it's probably been about 300-400 miles since I've changed the oil on this thing. No, I'm sorry, it was 1,000 miles since the oil's been changed. But as you can see, here's the dipstick. I'm gonna wipe it off. Well, we got this used, so that's one of the reasons why. But you can see the dipstick right there. It's a little dirty. I'm gonna stick it back in there. Check it again. And as you can see, the oil is right where it's supposed to be. It hasn't burned a drop of oil since I did that. So now remember, that's gum out with PEA in it. Pour it in the spark plug holes. You got to pull the spark plugs out, pour it in each one of the holes, fill it up, and then let it sit for, I let it sit for 3 hours. Come back, crank the car over with the spark plugs out the hole, and then